As a coach, we're just going to look to be really consistent with the way we want to play. We'll have some really key indicators of the stuff that we really value around the contest and our pressure and our ability to try and score really quickly, and we'll just continue to just refer back to those over the next 6 weeks and be really consistent in that messaging and try to be really positive. Obviously, after 14 losses in a row, it can be really draining for the boys to come in and be up and about every single day. So as coaches, it's our job to get them to be really positive and make sure they're really enjoying and wanting to come to work.
Has there been anything that you've been able to change over the last couple of days and I guess over until game time that can hopefully spark something different?
Yeah, we think that we're probably going to just try and free the guys up a little bit more on offense and let them play what they see in front of them. We're not going to have too many instructions for that part of the game. We want to score. We want to score as fast as we can and as much as we can and not let defences get set behind the footy. So in saying that, it might mean that we do, at times make a few mistakes, but we're just going to encourage the boys to keep going after it and make mistakes, but just try and clean them up afterwards.
Is this an audition for yourself, or is it purely a caretaker role?
I'm in a really lucky position that I've got the next 6 weeks to see if it's something that I'd love to pursue later on. I think you can see the pressure that comes with this job, and I haven't made any decisions on whether it's something I want to do. 48 hours ago, I was a development coach coaching the VFL footy, so to be honest, I haven't put too much thought into it, and hopefully the next 6 weeks goes well, and it might be something I want to pursue, but at this stage I'm in a really great position just to sit back and enjoy it.
So before this week, head coaching wasn't really on your radar?
Not anytime soon, no. I'm 34 years old and have been really enjoying the job that I've been doing. This is my 3rd year here now. Down the track it was something that I thought I might look to go towards, but it's probably sped up that thinking process a little bit, yeah.
What can you gain out of the next few weeks as a team in terms of, are you setting any goals in terms of wins or anything like that?
No, not really. It's more going to be about the environment that we can provide. We want it to be really enjoyable. We want our guys to play to their potential and their talent and really show what we can as a footy club play like. If that means that we can win a couple of games, that'd be great. And we're going into every game thinking that we can win. But we just want the guys to be able to express themselves on the field, play some really exciting football that our members and supporters are really proud to turn up and watch.
Having played footy here over 100 games, can you tell us what North Melbourne means to you and what you understand about the shin-bone spirit and all that?
Yeah, it's obviously got a really great place in my heart. I've basically grown up here since an 18-year-old. I've spent 13 out of my 18 years as a past 18-year-old here. So. And I've also spent 4 years away from here as a supporter of the club. So what I think all our supporters and members want to see is that, call it shin bone spirit, call it whatever you want, but that never give up attitude, the effort, that no matter what the score is, that they're going to fight to the end of the game. And if we can try and bring back a little bit of that spirit to give our members and our supporters something to be proud about, that'd be great.
Given your history with the club, what does it mean to you to be coaching the club over the next few years?
It's a bit of a dream come true, really. I think, to obviously play 100 games of footy here. It's been a long time since I played, but then to be able to come back and be one of only, I think Greg Ryan, our historian, was telling us yesterday, the 39th coach, I think, to coach this club it's an unbelievable privilege and something that I don't take lightly. And hopefully, over the next 6 weeks, whenever the new coach gets appointed, or that we've just left this place in a better spot than it was 6 weeks ago.
If Jason Francis comes back into the side this week, have you spoken to him? What's your message to him? Obviously had a really good game for the VFL last weekend. Yeah, I was lucky enough to coach Jason last weekend, and again we'll coach him this weekend. We just want him to bring his strengths. We want him to be able to. We've all seen the talent he's got. We want him to bring his strengths, whether that's as a midfielder, whether that's as a forward. We just want him to play with the passion that he has. Hopefully, keep it a little bit more in check at times when things do go against him. But his attitude to get better and want to get this team better has been fantastic. And hopefully, his form from last week in the VFL will follow on to this week in the AFL.
What can you do over the next 6 or so weeks to make him feel as comfortable and as happy as possible at Arden Street, to the point where hopefully he wants to see his long-term future?
Yeah, I think it's what I've probably said over a few times already now, is that we've just got to make it a really enjoyable environment, find the positives out of our games from the weekend, make it really enjoyable when we can, and then there's a time where we're going to have to get to work and get what we need out of it. But we feel by letting the boys express themselves a little bit more in the way we want to move the ball and letting them play a little bit more on instinct, that we'll see the best of him come out in his footy. And off the field, there's been no dramas. His ability to buy into the program and make great relationships around this footy club, that'll take care of itself, I think.
Do you chuck the magnets around at all? Have you got any moves up your sleeve?
I don't think so. Like, we're coming off a really impressive game last week, a game that we probably should have won. So as far as team selection go, we've stayed pretty same this week and backed the guys in who played well last week. You're not going to see Ben Mackay lining up at full forward or anything like that this week, but we'll continue to back in the guys that play well, and we'll continue to make changes if we feel fit.
Was Aaron close with the hamstring?
Paul? Yeah, with the quad.
Quad,
quad from last week. He was probably made the decision pretty early in the week that he wasn't going to get up for this one, but everything going well, he should be ready next week.
Stevenson okay?
He is, yeah. So from what I've been told from the medical side of things, that it's one of those things, the back just locked up, and he was obviously unable to have much of an impact in that last quarter, and that's why he was subbed out. And it's one of those things that can turn around really quickly, and it's turned around. He did main skills on Wednesday, got through, no worries, so he'll play this week. He
responded to some of the criticism the other day. Have you spoken to him about that and what you want to see out of him this week?
No, not at all. It's funny, there's just a few incidents there in that last quarter when his back was sore that probably weren't up to standard, and apart from that, the 3 quarters before that, we were really happy with the way he played. So a fully fit Jaden Stevenson helps our footy club go forward, so we're hoping that we'll get 4 quarters instead of 3 quarters this week.
It was such an emotional game last weekend, and then obviously it's been a pretty taxing week this week as well. Is there a concern that there might be some emotional burnout? How do you address that with the group?
It goes one of 2 ways, I think, doesn't it? There's obviously an emotional release which the boys will use to hopefully come out and play a really good game, or it could be that delayed sort of mental fatigue that we talk about. So we've been really diligent in trying to get the boys out of the club as quick as we can this week, get their work done and get home and deal with the emotions that they need to hopefully get a spike come tomorrow. It's a little bit unknown what we're going to get, but we're really excited after the session on Wednesday that the intensity and effort will be there.
Do you do anything different with the group, like do you do anything like outside of the club during the week in the lead up? So is it a bonding, not a meet and greet, obviously they know quite well, but
yeah. We haven't really this week. This week's been more about getting them out of the club as quick as they can so they can deal with the fallout from Tuesday and get them mentally freshened up for this weekend. We'll probably sit down this afternoon and have a look at the schedule and what it looks like going forward and see if there's anything we need to do, whether it's, get out of here for a day or whatever it is. We'll have a look at that and try and change up the stimulus as much as we can so it doesn't feel like they're coming into the same lecture theatre for the same review every week, and try and mix it up and see what responses we can get from there.
How did they respond to Nobes' departure?
Everyone responded differently. It's and we spoke about that on the Wednesday, that everyone's going to feel different emotions. Some will be really upset and struggle with it. Some of the younger boys are a little bit confused. It's their first coaching change they've ever had. So we just said deal with it how you need to deal with it, and then hopefully from today or from main skills on Wednesday they can come back together and focus. Because as I said, footy doesn't stop for anyone. They're still expected to perform against the Tigers tomorrow. So hopefully they've been able to put that to the side and we can get a really good spike tomorrow.
And have you spoken to Nobes?
I spoke to Nobes on Tuesday, yes, after the press conference, and he was great. He offered me a bit of advice just to try and do things my own way, and he's been great for my development over the last 2 years, and can't thank him enough for that.
Richmond pushing for a top 8 spot, would it be nice to stuff them up a little bit?
It'd be fantastic, yeah. That'd be great. We'll go out there and give it our best shot and see what happens, but we're really confident that our best footy can match it with anyone.
Leigh, just on coaching mentors over the journey, and about 4 years you spent away from the club, is there anyone who's helped you get to this point?
I've had a few over the journey. It's been really helpful. I spent a lot of time with Jade Rawlings. Obviously been really good friends with that family for a long time, and coaching against Jade when he was coaching at Casey, and then we managed to spend a little bit of time here together, and he's been really good just to bounce ideas off, and obviously been the caretaker coach at Richmond as well. He's given me a little bit of advice this week as well, so he's been fantastic. I still keep in regular contact with Brad Scott, who's coached me for a long time. And they're two guys that I take a lot of advice from. They've been fantastic.
Good luck.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys. Cheers.